Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and yes, today we have a Goose Creek Valentine's Day haul, but before we get into it, juicy disclosure that I do work for Goose Creek. I'm paid for my work at Goose Creek, and these candles were sent to me free of charge. Yes, now that's out of the way, I had the pleasure, again, of designing Valentine's Day collections, the Goose Creek ones, not the Scooby-Doo ones, but the fragrances are juicy for the Scooby-Doo ones, so I do actually have two of them here to talk about, just because the fragrances are also fun on those. But I did the designs of the Goose Creek brand Valentine's Day collections. There's two of them. There's one that's like a sort of nostalgic retro Valentine's Day greeting motif, and another one's more of the fancy gold foil moment. And so I did both of those, and so I'm going to talk about the fragrances and the designs here in this video. I was so happy to be able to do the Valentine's Day labels again, because as you guys know, I'm very much in touch with my feminine side, and Valentine's Day is all about the fun, frilly, like pink and purples and the cutesy, girly stuff that I just absolutely love. So I love being able to get in touch with my feminine side and apply those to the fun candle labels and the designs and all that kind of stuff. So super excited that I was able to do it. Just as a rehash, I did have last year's ones here with me, and oh my god, I still love the way these turned out too. So we had Under a Spell, which it did not come back this year. You know, Goose Creek likes to still keep it fresh and introduce some new ones as well as returning favorites as well, so to balance it out. But in any case, I just wanted to show you the juicy design on this one. This one definitely had that sort of very maximalist, girly Valentine's Day motif. We also had My Wish last year, and then the returning ones for this year, but last year's packaging was this fun, like, geometric, more graphical look of the rose petal icing right here with the white lids and the gummy bears as well. So I love the way these turned out last year. So yeah, once again, just like super jazzed to be able to do it again this year. So without further ado, let's get into the haul. So the first collection we have is like inspired by like these sort of retro nostalgic like Valentine's Day greetings. You know, the cards that you would trade during elementary school, and they would have like the cheesy phrases and sayings on them, and the cute little patterns and all that kind of stuff, the graphics on it. And so with that as the inspiration, we have this collection, which also has these really fun, like sort of like the cheesy, sort of punny phrases that you would expect on a Valentine's Day greeting. And then that also ties in with the chosen fragrance for the candle. So it's like so fun to like make that all cohesive and fun. So the first one, oh my god, this is my favorite. When I was designing this, I was just like, oh my god, I can't wait until this actually becomes real. Look at the cute like white kittens or cats on there with her pink ribbon. Oh my god, just F me up. So this one's You're So Perfect, and because it's a perfect pun, we have the perfect rose as a fragrance, and I was like, oh my god, a juicy cat label, and then to combine that with a rose fragrance, like, oh my god, amazing. Fresh dewy rose, pink peony blooms, and bouquet greens. And so on these we have the white wax and the thick rope like wicks on this one, and I mean, this is just a great, awesome, very sort of fresh, dewy, just a perfect like rose plus peony type of fragrance. You get sort of that more like the airy quality that you get from like the sort of velvet peony petals and blooms that you would expect from a peony fragrance, but you still get that sort of green and perfumey floral rose in there as well, and it's like equal parts of both, and I really enjoy it. It's just like a really juicy, like fresh and perfumey, but also still maintains that sort of like natural sweetness of a rose or a peony bloom, and it's just excellent. I love it. So the perfect rose right here. We then have Cherry, so it's like Cherish You Forever, so it's like Cherry-ish You Forever, and that's what that looks like. And so this one is Velvet Cherry because the pun is a cherry-related saying. And so we have, once again, the cute like pink ribbons on there and the sort of heart cherries. Oh my god, I love it. The Velvet Cherry is sweet black cherry, crushed almonds, and velvet raspberry. And we have the thick rope like wicks with the white wax here as well. And yes, as you guys know, cherry is a very popular fragrance in the fragrance world these days, and so this is, of course, another juicy take on a cherry fragrance. You definitely get a nice cherry in there, and it's sort of like a creamy gourmand cherry. I would say maybe it's a little less perfumey than other sort of like very cherry body care fragrances that are out on the market. I would say this one leans more on the gourmand side. You do get plenty of this almost like that sort of nutty almond pistachio fragrance that is like very, very popularly paired with cherry, and that's what you get from here. And then there is definitely a little bit of sweetness from a raspberry that makes it, once again, more that sort of gourmand fruity moment rather than that body care perfumey moment that you might get with other cherry fragrances. And so I like that. It's like sweet, creamy, but nutty and warm at the same time in the way that a like cherry nut type of fragrance would come off. And I like it. It's very much like what you would expect a fun, like cutesy, like Valentine's Day cherry fragrance to be. So I enjoy it. So cherish you forever. Moving on, we have Love You Like a Lollipop. I was like, oh, that's just a fun, cute phrase. And so, of course, we have like the iconic like red heart lollipops on here. So, you know, like back in the day, like during elementary school, you would get the Valentine's Day greetings, and then like stuck to it is the red heart lollipop, like with the plastic wrapper on it. It's like stuck to it. And it was just like, oh, that's just like such a fun, like nostalgic childhood moment that I wanted to like capture that in a candle. So we have Love You Like a Lollipop, which is red heart lollipop. And so this is strawberry lollipops, watermelon hard candy, and Cupid sugar. Once again, white wax, rope wicks on it. And oh my god, I love this. It's so sugary and sweet. It's very much like a strawberry Jolly Ranchers enhanced by the sweetness of like the quenching watermelon Jolly Rancher type of fragrance. It's very much like hard candy strawberry watermelon fragrance that perfectly evokes like, you know, licking on a lollipop or whatever. And it's like sugary sweet and just like excellent. I think it's just a great interpretation of like a red heart lollipop, like a Valentine's Day like lollipop fragrance. And yeah, I freaking love it. So red heart lollipop right there. If you're looking for a really juicy, sugary sweet candy like strawberry melon fragrance, then check this out. And lastly from that collection is You're So Berry Sweet. And so it's a berry phrase. So we have strawberries, and which is, so it's chocolate dipped strawberries on this one. And that's what that looks like. And we have the cute, literally chocolate dipped strawberries motif going around. And that's what that is. Sugar glazed strawberries, rich chocolate ganache, and white chocolate drizzle. And oh man, I freaking love this. It's like one of my favorite type of that chocolate covered strawberries fragrance. It has that like realistic, like chilled in the fridge strawberry fragrance where like you literally got a box of chocolate covered strawberries, you put it in the fridge and like it chills, and then the chocolate like hardens and solidifies. So you get that sort of like candy coated chocolate type of like hardened chocolate fragrance mixed with like the gooey, juicy strawberries inside. Like perfectly captures that experience in this fragrance, and I really enjoy that. So like the chocolate doesn't come off as that like overly like fudgy liquidy chocolate, and it doesn't come off as like the dry powdery hot cocoa. It really kind of evokes the like candy coated hardened chocolate inside of a fridge, and you pulled out the chocolate strawberries in there. Yeah, I really enjoy that one. So You're So Berry Sweet, chocolate dipped strawberries right there. And yes, so oh my god, when you just like have these like all lined up together, which I don't know if I can do that without like breaking them. So like lined up all together. Oh my god, how cute is this stack, right? Just like so aesthetic and so fun. Like, yeah, oh my god, I freaking love it. So yeah, this collection, I'm so thrilled with the way it turned out. And so that was that collection. Moving on, we have the more like fancy motif one. So this was kind of inspired by like, you know, fancy luxury like chocolate wrappers and packaging and boxes. That's kind of how this one was. And so we have all returning fragrances in this one, kind of like the top favorites for Valentine's Day, all gourmand. We have pink sugar cookie right here, and oh my god, look at how juicy that is with the fine gold foil detail there. And we have the band going across there, and we have the gold foil on the letters, and the notes are also printed on the front as well with the matching gold lid. And then get ready for it, oh my god, we have color matched wax as well. Oh my god, how juicy, right? Attention to detail maybe. Pink sugar cookie is cherry icing, buttery cookie, and pink sprinkles. And yeah, this one's delicious. This is very much your like store-bought those chunky buttery sugar cookies with heaps of like the pink frosting and the sprinkles on top. And so the sort of shortbread also almost has like this almondy quality to it, almost like an almond shortbread that goes well with like the cherry icing. So you get that sort of cherry almond type of feel, but this one has heaps of that like buttery cookie, vanilla cookie feel to it. But this is much more of a gourmand, truly a cookie fragrance rather than the velvet cherry, which also had sort of an almond cherry presence to it. That one's more so the fruity cherry feel, whereas this is most certainly heaps of that buttery cookie that almost has that sort of almond extract mixed with like the cherry icing on top. But yeah, I mean, it really does smell just like a pink sugar cookie that you would get like like in the plastic container at the store or whatever. Spot on. So that's pink sugar cookie right there. Super fun. We then have rose petal icing, and that's what that looks like. Oh my god, gorgeous. And then look at the color matched wax on there. We love it. Let's see, rose petal, citrus glaze, and vanilla icing. So imagine like a thick, juicy, like a sugared rose, like fondant on top of like a cake or a petit four. That's very much what this gives you. It's very much that like sugared rose with heaps of almost like this sort of vanilla cake, vanilla icing feel to it. And then it's accented and made a little bit brighter than some by having a sort of citrus accent to it. That makes it a little bit brighter. But if you really enjoy a sugary sweet rose plus like vanilla confectionery petit four or cake fragrance, like a cake that might have icing on it, then rose petal icing is that for you. Beautiful. Next we have Gummy Bears, just like sort of fun and nostalgic, right? So Gummy Bears is right here. This one has it just changed it up and has like this sort of teal turquoise color moment to it. And that's what that looks like. And wham! Oh, look at that wax color, yes. We have rainbow gummies, candied berries, and sugared citrus. I mean, this literally just smells like a bag of rainbow gummies, like point blank period. I don't really know how else to like elaborate on that. But yeah, it's kind of like this sort of citrus and berry candy fragrance, but you get like the sort of transparent bouncy gumminess of a rainbow gummy. I mean, it literally just smells like gummy bears. There's nothing else to say about it. So Gummy Bears right there. And then lastly, we have Cupid's Cocktail. Oh, look at that beautiful deep like purple color on that. F me up. And then get ready for the wax though. Oh my god, how juicy is that, right? Juicy raspberry, sweet champagne, and sparkling sugar. Definitely a very sweet cocktail berry moment. Think of like a bubbly champagne that's maybe made a little bit more sweeter and fruity by like a sugar to raspberry moment. Yeah, very fruity. Cupid's Cocktail right there. But yes, oh my god, and like, let's see if I can do this on this one too. Oh my god, how juicy. And because this has like such a gloss or a sheen to it, I mean, how chic. I mean, these would just make totally fun Valentine's Day gifts. Yeah, sorry to toot my own horn, but I just love the way these turned out. I'm just so proud of them. So those are available on goosecreekcandle.com if you want to check them out for yourself. You know, there's always promos and sales running at any given moment. So yeah. Okay, so that is all the Goose Creek branded stuff. And then Scooby-Doo came out earlier. And so we have some new fragrances in that collection that I want to talk about. I believe it's 3 returning and then 3 new, and then I have 2 of the new ones here to talk with you right now. And I was just like, oh my god, these fragrances are so juicy. So we have the Scooby-Doo Rub Bubbles, and because this one is like a bubbles fragrance, the fragrance ties into it to be a grape bubblegum fragrance. So we have candied grapes, confectioner's sugar, and vanilla creme, and so we have the white wax with the rope wicks on this one. And oh my god, this is just like so much fun. It's just like this very sugary sweet, like sort of a grape candy fragrance. And there's also, in a way, like bubblegum has that sort of chewy, almost like a creamy quality to it. There is a vanilla undertone in here mixed with that very sugary sweet grape fragrance. And I freaking love it. It's just like this really awesome, like just like in your face, like grape, bubblegum, grape candy sort of creamy fragrance. And yeah, I think it's just so much fun. It's just like you can't help but smile when you smell a fragrance like this, and so I just can't wait to like burn and dig into this one. So this is the Scooby-Doo Grape Bubblegum Rough Bubbles fragrance. Let's see, and then we have this one, which I've already been going to town with, and it's Rubs a Mystery, and that's what this one is. It has Scooby and the gang, and we have the gold lid there, and then we had a very exceptionally clean burn on this one. I've burned it like 4 times already, and no sooting, so as long as you keep it trimmed and everything, so we're good to go there. This one is, ooh, I can already smell it. Oh my god. It is Lavender Haze Latte, and so this was kind of inspired because like the phrase is rubs a mystery. And then like lavender haze is the concept of like being in a haze of when you first like fall into a romance or whatever. And because like it's kind of like, I guess, mysterious how you fall into a romance, like the chemistry and all that kind of stuff that happens. I kind of wanted to like build on top of that concept by having a lavender haze latte, which, you know what I'm saying, it ties in together. But anyways, it is indeed like a lavender latte fragrance. So we have lavender latte, creamy vanilla froth, and caramel drizzle. And it is indeed scrumptious. If you love a good like lavender and espresso moment, this is that. It's creamy, it's sweet, and it's just like so strong and delicious. It's a very sugared, almost like a marshmallowy lavender fragrance, with kind of like a brown sugar, caramel, infused gourmand quality that evokes like a creamy, frothy, like lavender cappuccino or a lavender latte or a lavender espresso moment. And it's truly scrumptious and delicious. I've been just absolutely going to town with it. And it was nice that this one wasn't doing like the black murky sooting things that maybe some other lavender espresso type of fragrances might do on the market. It was plenty strong and delicious. So it was nice to like be able to have a fragrance like this going without having to worry about all the schmutziness, at least to the fourth burn, as you can see right here. So at least to the fourth burn, yes. So that was the Rubs of Mystery Lavender Haze Latte moment right there. And there's also a Vanilla Sweetheart fragrance, which is kind of like a vanilla sweet body care type of moment is what that one is, and that's the third new fragrance. And there's like a On the Road to Romance one, a Be My Boo, and then a Scooby Snack are the other three returning ones. So if you're looking for some of your returning ones, those exist. And then we also have 3 new ones for some freshness as well. And I think the 3 new ones are just like so fun and novelty, and they kind of like, you have this sort of like a little bit more body care vanilla, but they have the really like fun, cutesy, great bubblegum in there. And then you also have the lavender latte, so there's like a nice variety of things going on there. They're kind of like fun for the Valentine's Day motif, so super fun fragrances in that collection. And I think that is it. So thank you so much if you watched this video. I just love springtime. I also love like Valentine's Day, like the girly motif, but then also the fragrances on it. So just once again, so thankful to be able to work on stuff like this, and it's just very exciting to also share it with you guys. And yes, so that's it. Let me know your comments down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.